with the photographer. Author Stephen Leacock, a Canadian humorist and satirical writer born in 1869. Narrator, a 40-year-old unnamed man who visits a studio to get a portrait taken, hoping for a simple keepsake for friends. Stephen Leacock narrates in the first person as a middle-aged gentleman who visits a portrait studio, eager for a photograph to leave behind for friends. He waits an entire hour reading outdated magazines, sensing the photographer's disinterest. When called in, Leacock sits beneath filtered daylight. The photographer, examining him from within the camera's dark cloth, declares his face quite wrong, suggesting a three-quarters view. Leacock initially agrees, even humorously complimenting the suggestion. However, the photographer becomes overly meticulous, twisting his head, adjusting ears, instructing him to open and close his mouth, roll his eyes, puff out his chest, and suspend his waist, all to achieve perfection. Frustrated, Leacock protests, "This face is my face, I've lived with it for 40 years. Unbeknownst to him, the photographer snaps a candid shot. Leacock is told to return on Saturday to see the proof. On return, he's horrified to find the proof heavily retouched, eyebrows erased and redrawn, mouth reshaped, ears altered using chemical techniques. The photographer is proud of his artistry, but Leacock is appalled, emotional and furious. He declares the image worthless bauble and storms out in tears. Key insights: theme of authenticity versus vanity. Leacock emphasizes the value of one's true self rather than an idealized, artificial image. Satirical portrayal of perfectionism. The photographer's extreme adjustments are exaggerated to critique the societal obsession with polished appearances. Emotional journey. The protagonist shifts from naive compliance to assertive self-respect, culminating in heartbreak when his identity is misrepresented. Here is a question and answer set for with the photographer. 1. What kind of photograph did the narrator want? Answer: the narrator wanted a simple, natural photograph of himself. He didn't want any retouching or artificial posing. 2. How did the photographer treat the narrator? Answer: the photographer was rude and critical. He made insulting comments about the narrator's features, suggesting that his face needed improvements. He made the narrator feel uncomfortable and self-conscious. 3. What changes did the photographer make to the photograph? Answer: the photographer changed the narrator's eyes, mouth, ears, and general face shape to make him look better. He did so much editing that the final photograph looked nothing like the narrator. 4. How did the narrator react when he saw the final photograph? Answer: the narrator was shocked and disappointed. He couldn't recognize himself in the photo and felt that the photographer had destroyed his identity in the process. 5. What is the main theme of the story? Answer: the story satirizes vanity, insensitivity of professionals, and the tendency to alter reality to meet unrealistic standards. It highlights how people are made to look artificial in the name of improvement. 6. Why is this story considered humorous? Answer: the humor lies in the absurd behavior of the photographer, the exaggerated criticism of the narrator's looks, and the ridiculous transformation of the final photograph. It uses irony and exaggeration to make fun of how people try to perfect things unnecessarily. 7. What literary devices are used in the story? Answer: the story uses satire to mock the obsession with appearance. Irony: the narrator wanted a real photo but got a fake one. Hyperbole: exaggeration in the way the photographer criticizes the narrator. First-person narrative, making it more personal and humorous. So friends, I hope you got a little bit of an idea of this short story. Thank you.